Stop using wobble cushions. No, really. Let's have a little look at the pros and cons and exactly how and why we should be using these within our classrooms. If you're new here, I'm Danielle Douglas from Let's Talk Behaviour, and we make behaviour easy through brain and neuroscience. Our tools and techniques are now used in 87 countries across the world, and our behaviour planner was Education Book of the Year 2025 finalist. If you haven't grabbed our free resources already, then make sure that you do so. And if you find this information and video interesting, then you will find this one above even more interesting. So if you are ready to talk about wobble cushions and the pros and cons, then grab your coffee, grab your notebook, and let's get into it. Okay, the first thing that I would like you to do is we're going to do a chair challenge. Now, what I would like you to do is sit on the edge of your chair, not supported at your back or your sides, and I would like you to lift off your legs off the floor and put your arms out in front of you. Now, this is what happens when we are sitting a child on a wobble cushion. They are unsupported, which means they are engaging all of their core muscles, which is just like doing a full body workout. So the next time that you sit a child on a wobble cushion, I would like you to do sit-ups at the same time and see how long you leave them on the wobble cushion for. So let's have a look at what we know. We know that wobble cushions are great for short periods of time and short regulation periods. I have used them within my classroom in writing tasks or when I want a child to concentrate for a short period of time. We don't often get told by occupational therapists or people coming into our classroom exactly how long we should be using them for. Now, the creators of Wobble Cushion, though, do have a statement that they have released to say that it should be for short-term regulation. Now, we also know that children often like them, which is great. That's absolutely fine. But I also like cake. However, I cannot eat cake for 3 meals a day, just like children cannot use or should not use their wobble cushion for more than 30 minutes a day. We also know that children using these seats are often the children that need the most muscle engagement and support. So these children are the ones that struggle with core muscle stability, yet we're sitting them on inflatable balloons. So exactly what is happening to these children when we are sitting them on wobble cushions? When the children are sitting unsupported on wobble cushions, they are engaging around 81 muscles, which is like a full body workout. Now, I don't know about you, but I know after 20 minutes in the gym, I am completely knackered. And getting me then to do a literacy test, a maths test, listen to exactly what you're saying for the next 6 hours of the day is completely impossible. So that's what I would like you to see the wobble cushion as. It is for core engagement. It engages those core muscles, which is absolutely fine for regulation. However, after 30 minutes, it causes muscle overuse and muscle exhaustion. Now, you can look at the symptoms of muscle overuse and muscle exhaustion because it is all over the internet. But you might get children display things like anger and frustration. They might be tired, especially in the afternoons. If you've got children who are okay in the morning and then you are sitting them on these wobble cushions for the morning and then in the afternoon they are really tired or angry, that is because for the however many hours that they've been on that wobble cushion, they have been doing a full body workout. It can cause hunger. It can cause children to have sore muscles, lack of attention. And we've also noticed as well that it can impact the lack of sleep. So we have got evidence of this from studies, but we had parents within the classroom who were stating that their children were having disturbed sleep during the night. Now, they thought that it was because or linked to their ADHD or autism, when actually we boiled it down to muscle overuse and muscle exhaustion. Now, we stopped using wobble cushions around 7 years ago in the classroom. We still use them as regulation tools. However, within the classroom, they were taken away. We did replace them with something called seating boards, which was basically a piece of wood that we put under the children's feet so that they could relax their core muscles and not engage their core muscles anymore. Now, it was really interesting what happened, which is why they've not come back into the classroom since. But we had a visit from an education psychologist to come and identify 3 children, 2 with ADHD and 1 with autism. Now, because the children had been regulated before and then their core muscles were supported, he could not identify any of the SEND children. This was again supported a few months later. We had CAMS workers coming in to again identify the children with ADHD or mental health problems, and they could not pick out the children because they were suitably regulated and their core muscles were supported. So what can we do about it? We can use the Wobble Cushions as short-term use. So if you've got a task in your day that you would really like that child to be able to think through or to work through and to be regulated whilst they are doing it, then they are a great tool to use. But remember, you need to be doing sit-ups for the whole time that child is on the Wobble Cushion. No, really, just think about the amount of muscles that are being used in that child and wonder why, or keep a log afterwards to see if you can see any changes in mood or irritability or inattention. What else can we do? We can regulate the children in different ways. Sitting a child on a wobble cushion or on a balloon is not regulating that child. We would use different tools and techniques to regulate our children with ADHD, autism, or our mainstream classroom children. We would regulate them in different ways rather than sitting them on a wobble cushion. We can also understand what happens to the children's bodies after 30 minutes. I want you to think about the last time you went to the gym or did a workout and how long you did it for. Then I want you to think about how that made you feel over the next few days. I know when I go to the gym and I train legs, it's not the next day that I feel it, it's the day after that. My muscles are sore and achy. I become more hungry and irritated. That is what's happening to a child's body. Finally, I want you to be careful. I have made this video as a shining light of the research that we have done within our classrooms and the information that is out there. So Wobble Cushion, the information is available for you to see that it should be only used for short-term use, but I'm not sure that people are talking about it enough. Be careful also because the information that I've seen are adverts. So people, the occupational therapists that I saw on Instagram the other day that was talking about it, gets paid commission for getting people to use Wobble Cushions, which is absolutely fine. We understand that the world is an advert. However, by damaging these children and by sitting them on Wobble Cushions for 30 minutes a day so that you can get an extra £1 because you sold a Wobble Cushion, I don't think is right. So please be careful that if you are buying a Wobble Cushion or being influenced to buy a Wobble Cushion, it is not because of an advert. Finally, if you have found this useful and you would like to know more information about neuroscience behind behaviours, the actual brain science behind behaviours that work, then please, I'm Danielle Douglas. Let's talk behaviour.